Hi there everybody, and welcome to the first video in the series of tutorials showing you how to use your free website from WowTeam. That's a service provided by wowgz.com. This is the site we're going to be working on as part of the tutorial series. So if you imagine that I've applied for a free website on wowgz.com and it's been granted, and I've just come to the page that I've been sent to, and we'll work from there. So this is what you'll get when you first are given the website. So I'll just go through some of the very first things that you should really do just to get things working and looking good. To begin with, this is just a very simple layout. It just means that it's going to be acceptable to use for whatever site content you'll be putting on, but we'll be getting into themes and templates in a little while. So to begin with, we're at help.wowteam, that's WOWTE.em, and that's the site. And I've also been sent in my email to a link to go to WP login, which is the login page. So I'll just type that in. I'm very sorry for my typing speed at the moment. I'm working one-handed at the moment. I've already entered my password and username. I've changed the password as well just beforehand, but I'll be showing you that. So you would type in your username and your password there and then log in, and that brings you onto the administration dashboard for your site. So to begin with, you should really go through these basic settings. So I'll go on the privacy setting, and you should really allow the search engines to index the site. It is best you do that, and it helps us just as much as it helps you, because it means that when people are searching for content, they can find you in Google and them sort of places. So that's a thing that we do really insist that you have on, because it's pointless having a site. We do not host private sites for users of the free services. So just make sure that's on, and then go back onto the dashboard. As I say, excuse my mouse skills, I'm right-handed and I've damaged my right arm, so I can't use it at the moment. So now select your tagline and time zone. So we'll get rid of that tagline, and I'll put in help and tutorials for wowgz's free websites, and then I'll just call it WowTeam. Oh, actually that'll be good. Email address there, time zones correct, and then that sort of thing. So I'll just save those changes and then go back onto the dashboard and then turn comments on or off. Now, depending on the sort of site that you will be creating, if it's just for giving information and that sort of thing, and if you're going to be making use of YouTube, I would strongly suggest that you untick that box there. The reason being is it can get quite cluttered. It can also spoil the look of your pages and that sort of thing. At some point we will be adding a forum system, and that would be a more appropriate place for to put comments and that sort of thing. Also, if you do allow people to post comments, then you are responsible for moderation. Although we can help, but if you keep that ticked, you are being responsible for making sure that your comments, the comments that's posted on your site, do not breach any of our rules, including spam bots and that sort of thing, placing adverts and inappropriate comments on your site. So I would strongly advise you to keep that unticked. So we can do that. If you do allow people to post comments, then an administrator must always approve the comment should be ticked. That's got to be ticked if that's ticked. It's up to you if you want to display avatars, and we always stipulate that if you use avatars and if you use the Gravatar system, then you must have it on G, suitable for all audiences, and click on the Gravatar logo and then save changes. So now what we've got there is a site where people won't be posting comments on the posts, but that does not mean that people won't be able to use the forum system once we get them add-ons enabled and available to network users. And we've got avatars displayed there, suitable for all audiences, and we'll use the Gravatar logo. That is just in case you have a user which isn't a member of Gravatar. You could always use Identicon, which is perfectly acceptable as well, or any of these as well if you would like. Actually what I'll do is I'll just click on that and just to see what it's like, just to show you if you've never used that before. So now we'll go back to the dashboard, and as you can see up in the corner there, the icons changed here to this random, semi-random looking picture there. So we'll just keep that on for now actually, and we'll show you some of the things about Gravatar and things like that later on in another tutorial video. So we've done the privacy settings, checked with tagline, and we've sorted out the comments. Fill in your profile, which is very important, but you can have a look at that and sort that out yourself. So go back on the dashboard, and what we need to do now is add some real content. Now what we need to do, and what you really must do, is first of all go onto the posts section, click on that, and right, you can just click on trash actually, and then if you go into categories, add a new category. That's not essential, but it always keeps things nice and tidy. One that is, if you don't know which categories to add, it's always best to add like site news. It's always a good one to add onto your site. So if you post an information about what's happening with the administration of your new site, then it can go there. So it doesn't have any parent. The slug must be lowercase and all one word. It makes everything much more neater when it comes to administrating the site. The actual name can be lowercase, uppercase, with spaces and whatever you want. And if you want to add a description, you can, and then just click on add new category. Now in pages, you will find this sample page. We shall get rid of that. And comments, make sure there isn't any comments there. So what we'll do now is we'll just go back onto visit site, and you'll see now that all of that information's gone, because now we need to add some content to it. So you can go on new here and new page, you have here is for the main for a page we'll have anything you want. Of course this is going to be dependent on what site you are creating, but usually you have an about page which we'll be adding here. So if you click on here now, you can see this is the editor. We've got the kitchen sink, which is basically gives you more formatting options, so if you click on that you'll get them. This is the visual editor and the HTML editor. If you don't know anything about HTML, just make sure that the visual is ticked there, and then you can put in whatever you want. I'm just putting a very small block of text here just to demonstrate it. I'm not going to bore you too much with waiting for me to type this with one hand, but I'll just type it out. Oh, spelling mistake there. I took out the E, right. Right, so now we've got that. Now what I want to do is just to show you some of the formatting options. I want about help centered, so you can click there and then click on align center, and that brings you there. And I want that bigger, so I'll click on the formatting here, and I'll make it very big like that. And if you look in the HTML now, you can see you've got some tags there and that sort of thing. So as I say, if you don't know anything about HTML and that sort of thing, just leave that there and just always use the visual. So now we can publish it. Now before we do, just a quick little introduction to the theme options. When you publish it, you will create a menu option, and what it'll show if you want to show the title on the page and the header and that sort of thing. So we'll just leave that like that and we'll publish it. And now if we view the page, this is the page that we've just created. Now what you can see here is the edit button, which will not be visible when a member of the public comes and views your page. So now, as you can see, we've got home and about. So if we click on home, the way that it's set up at the minute is the home page, the first page, is a list of recent comments that's been posted. So we'll post a new post, and we'll have just anything that you want. And we can just, as I say, type whatever you want. And I've missed a space there. There you are. So that's fine, and we're going to put this in site news because that's where it belongs. And we have some tags here which you can use. It's very good for the use tags, so you can put update new site. If you were doing a page or a post about World of Warcraft, you can just put items or the name of the raid that you're talking about and that sort of thing. So that's it. If you wanted to add images, you can use that, but we'll be covering that in a little while in another episode. So we'll just click publish, and then we shall just go to have a look at the site, visit site, and there you can see we've got the site under construction by help. Again, the edit button will not be there when somebody else comes and views the site. The adverts here, there should be a one above here, but that's not actually active at the minute, and it will be soon. We've got 3 adverts there. Generally speaking, them will be the only adverts that we'll be placing. We might change these adverts from time to time. We might put a couple more underneath, but the adverts that we'll be putting on the site, they will only be displayed below this point here. If you have more content on the site, the page will have to scroll a lot further down before they can be seen. This is the main requirement of obtaining a free website from us, is these adverts must be visible, and you can't try to remove them, because this is the only way that we can recuperate a fraction of the costs involved in providing these services. This down here is really required, just to explain that WowGZ, which WowGZ.com is owned by 1BillionHex. 1BillionHex is the company that provides WowGZ, WowTeam, WowNews, and PieOfCube. That's my username on many things. Them all belong to 1BillionHex, and we've got the contact details, which should be placed on the sites, just in case we have any formal notices and that sort of thing. Just keeps everything right, and them cannot be altered. So now we've got our first page here. It doesn't look very good, but we will be covering a lot of details on how to change these, how to configure it, but that's going to be for another episode. Otherwise we'll be here for quite a long time going into all of the different things you can do. But what I will show you, which is very easy, is if you go into themes, which you can do by going to your dashboard and then themes. Here is a list of the current themes that's available. We will be adding many more themes, but just to begin with, these ones are under the open plan theme, so you can use them. We'll be putting a lot of other ones with borders on, with graphics on, with a header image and that sort of thing, but just for now you can select between any of these. If you wanted to use that one, you can click on it and see what it looks like. If you're happy with that, then you just click on save and activate, and then when you view your site, there you are, you've got a new theme there, and that's basically how that works. So anytime that you want, as I say, you can go into themes and choose another one. There are times where if there's a problem with one of the themes, and if you're using it, we may have to fix it live, as it were, but if there's anything like that, then we'll give notice, just in case you're wondering what's happening. One of the other things that must happen is we must be able to access your site, just in case there are any problems. Let's suppose, and if at some point we find out that one of the themes corrupts a web page using certain tags or something like that, and instead of having the badly formed site to constantly be shown, and we can get in and fix it for you. And there are times where, supposing if you're on holiday or something like that and you can't access it after a certain time, or perhaps you've even just abandoned it and not bothered letting us know, then we have to be able to get in to fix it. So that's about the only time that we'll do that. You can use these widgets, which we'll be going into it at another time, showing you exactly how to use them and that sort of thing. But one of the things that I can't stress enough is the meta widget here. Don't put into your widget area, just keep that off, particularly if you aren't going to be allowing users to sign up. It is not worth putting that in, because all that's going to do is drive more people who may be curious to keep on trying to log in with your credentials, or just try to sign up and things like that. So keep that off, because it keeps things looking very tidy. But we'll go into all of these things here in latter episodes. So that's basically it for now. We'll be looking at menus as well, creating a custom menu system. That's quite important, and going further into details about the settings and tools. And this is just one last important thing before I close for now. The responsibility to back up your site is yours. Lots of managed servers and websites offer a free automated backup system. We don't for this for our free services. We may introduce something like that at a later stage, but right now we don't. So all you need to do is just click on export and click on all content and download the file and keep it in a safe place. Perhaps something like some automated backup facility, Carbonite, Dropbox, Google Drive. I think it's called Google Drive now, whichever one it is. So that means if you ever have a hardware failure or something like that, then you don't lose it. So but at the moment, this is your responsibility. Now, if you've used the normal WordPress, there's a couple of other things which you will probably be used to doing, but you don't do it on this version, and that's the updates. Now and again, which is a great feature of WordPress, is it'll check to make sure that you're running the most recent update. If not, you just click a couple of buttons and it updates it for you, which is a very it's a very important process. On lots of web services, web host software such as forums and that sort of thing, you do not have any form of automated update, and you have to edit files manually, transfer files, and it's very easy, particularly for new users, to mess it up and end up with a corrupted website. So WordPress has this feature where it tells you when it needs to update. You just click on update and fixes it. But we do this for all of the sites. We do that throughout the whole system, and we check many times a day to see if there's an update. As soon as there's an update, we will update all of the sites, and that's very important. So now once we've done this, we've checked through the content, we've added the posts and that sort of thing. Now we can just click on dismiss this message there, and there we are. This we give as part of the free service, we allow you to have 100 megabytes of free space. It doesn't seem a lot, but this service is not meant to be used as a file transfer system or a backup system or anything like that. So 100 megabytes is actually ample for many hundreds, thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of pages, depending on what sort of content. But we'll be having a look at some of the more interesting things, getting a bit deeper in the next episodes. So all that you need to do now, as I say, is you've got a site there, you've got a free website which you can put what you want to put on. You can just use the new posts and pages and that sort of thing. There's a comment system there, just to tell you when there's comments require moderation, and that's about it. If you are given a secondary site, you will probably see the other sites listed here, but that's in special cases. So thanks for watching, and we'll continue on next episode with showing you how to lay out a page, the page to be a bit more attractive, and putting our own custom home page instead of having just a list of recent posts. So that's what we'll be working on in the next episode. So thanks for watching. Please post some comments and questions on the YouTube page. By the time that this video is visible and you're watching it, the help web page will probably have this YouTube embedded into it. So you might actually be watching this YouTube video from that page. If not, you'll be watching it in YouTube. So as I say, post some comments on the YouTube page, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.